Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy November. Welcome back to another live. It is so good to be back. I am so excited to talk with you guys again and to update you on everything that has been going on. There is so much to talk about, but we're just going to jump right into it. Hi to everybody that's joined. Let me know if you have any questions about spirituality, manifestation, energy work, and I will be happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comment box below. Hi, Casey, metaphysician. How are you? So again, if you have any questions, just put them in the comment box below. Anything about spirituality, manifestation, energy work, I'll be happy to answer it. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. Hi, do you have any questions? How are you? I'm just going to start talking because there's so much to get through. And I want to start off by saying I'm going to acknowledge that, yes, the energy right now is you're great. That's good. The energy is divided. The energy in the collective with the recent elections is divided, right? We have people who are extremely happy and we have people who are extremely sad, right? And you're allowed to feel your own feelings respective of who you voted for. That's great. Nobody's taking that away from you. But the important thing of what I want to tell you guys is that tips for twin flames oh my God, twin flames. Don't get me started on twin flames. I will touch on that at the end of this live. I will add that because as you know, I'm a twin flame. I think some of you guys know that, and it is wild. And a lot of people don't think it's true at all, but it's absolutely true. Okay, so what I want to tell you is that the energy is divided. Yes, right? We have people who are extremely happy and people who are extremely sad, and that's totally fine. Like I said, you're allowed to feel whatever you're allowed to feel, but you don't want to stay in that energy. You don't want to stay in that energy at all. Feel the emotions that you're feeling, but then keep it moving, because what happens if you stay in that energy is that the energy is not conducive. Deep healing happening, presentation affairs. Yes, that's true. And you'll see a lot of twin flames who are in relationships not with their twins or in relationships with soulmates. You'll see conflict and disagreements and breakups happening in the next coming years regarding that. But what I'm trying to say about this energy work is that you have to keep it moving. You cannot stay in that high energy or that low energy, because that energy is not conducive to your well-being. It is not going to help you move forward. It is not going to get you in a place where you need to be. And because we've seen the election go the way that it has gone, it is indicating already where the collective is at. And I've said this in numerous lives, that the collective is just not there yet. It's not ready for that advancement. And we're going to see that manifest. We're seeing that manifest with the way that the election happened. And this isn't a political page, and I don't really talk about politics that often because I'm not about division. But there's now a greater divide than ever, and we will see this play out, and it's not going to be great. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to stay in that energy, right? You need to keep it going, and you need to move past that, because it will keep you stuck. It will drag you down, and it won't help you get to where you're going. So again, you need to really work on your energy and master thy energy and master yourself and master the way that you are reacting and responding to what is happening in the external. And I've seen a lot of people say, like a lot of people, giving feedback about the elections, and they're saying, I made more money before when Trump was in the position of power. And yeah, okay, that could be true. But if you have to rely on an external individual who's not even having a direct influence in your daily life, that is telling you something. I was making money regardless. I'm currently making money regardless who's in the election. Now, it's just you really need to step out of that mindset, and it really shows you where the vast majority, it was the middle class. You're really going to see where the majority of people are at, and that can tell you, right? A lot of people in the middle class were saying, they were broke, desolate, and, you know, just depressed. And that's because they put their reliance on an external third party, right? You can't do that. So you really need to take your energy back, and you really need to harness that energy. And then you really need to take your energy and help it be conducive to you. And if you go back in history, that's what witches did, okay? And I know a lot of people are like, witches are not real. Witches are very much real. There's still witches today. No, I'm not a witch, okay? But that's what witches did, right? Witches manipulated energy. They manipulated energy in that little cauldron over theirs or whatever they're doing, okay? And that's totally fine if you're a witch and you're doing that shit. I don't care. But that's what witches did. They manipulate energy. And I'm not saying that you need to manipulate energy. What I'm saying is that you need to control your energy, and you need to harness your energy, and you need to use your energy to create. So I'm just looking at the comments here. Healing needing, but scary stuff. Hard shadow work. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of hard shadow work. I said it was the middle class. Maybe it won't be as bad as some seem to think. What if we decide to manifest heaven on earth? Well, you can manifest heaven on earth, but as a collective, they're essentially not there yet. It has to happen at the individual level first. Great stuff. I like it. You're welcome. It has to happen on the individual level first before it can manifest into the collective level. And we've seen by who has won this election that we're not there yet. You've essentially, what has happened is we've manifested a bully in this bitch, okay? And I don't know if some of you have experience with bullies, but bullies throw stones. Bullies are all about themselves. Bullies manipulate. Bullies gaslight. Bullies hurt. Bullies cause pain. So, and I've predicted a lot of stuff before. I predicted the war in Palestine. I predicted COVID. I predicted the flooding. I predicted the shooting in Georgia. And I'm going to predict that 2025 is going to be a complete, utter shit show. I've already said, if you're in the Sovereign Circle group, the Sovereign Circle group on Instagram, it's free. I've already predicted that we're going to see really bad wild forest fires that are going to be happening. So I'm not like, I don't know what to say. I just don't think that this is going to go well. And let's just leave it at that. Don't come for me in the comments, because I will say something back. Great stuff. I like it. Channel energy into creativity. I eat bullies for breakfast. Laughing out loud. Yes. So again, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about before. That's what witches do, right? Witches manipulate the energy, and you're not going to manipulate the energy, because once you start manipulating energy, it comes back to you, because the energy it has to be aligned with your intentions, right? So the way how witches are manipulating energy, it's not authentic, right? They're doing it, let's say, to like, I don't know, get a loved person back, or like cause harm to somebody. So those are not with good intentions. So it will come back in a different manner, which is harmful to you. So you want to use the energy in a way that is conducive to you, and that is in alignment with a good vibration and with the ultimate higher good, right? So again, you really need to master your energy, and I have a very different vision for our future. Yeah, a lot of people do. It's just going to take a while to get there. So you really need to master your energy in some ways. And like, I'm going to talk about some practical ways that you can do this. Okay. And you've seen this, if you've been on my audience for a while, you've seen last year around this time of November to December, I had stopped doing the lives. And it's usually because during this time, we see a spike in energy, right? Because we have the holidays coming up. We have Christmas, if you celebrate. We have New Year's. So the energy is spiked because a lot of people in the collective feel like, okay, it's happy times. Everything's good. It's a new energy, new me, yay. So what you need to do, and this is kind of like why I kind of go more inwards during this time period, is because you need to use that energy, that spike, to your benefit. You need to take that energy and turn it into creativity. You need to take that energy and harness it to help you elevate your life. So, what some things that you can do, blessings to you, much love and gratitude, you're welcome. You can take it and you can do affirmations. You could start, what I've done essentially is I've started writing down my goals. I've started seeing where I'm at and like how much further can I get to my goals. And I will tell you something, even within the last month that you guys haven't seen me on lives, shit is popping off. Like in my businesses, everything is taking off. And it's because I'm harnessing and using the energy. Yes to this. Yes, absolutely. Like you need to do that. Like everything is just working out. And if you use the energy it will benefit you. Jump on the train. So, and a lot of people don't understand this concept of how do you harness energy? Like you literally need to tap into the energy. And like I said, that's why I said, don't stay at these levels that you're seeing because of the recent elections, right? You want to stay in a neutral energy so you could tap into the spike in energy and then you can use that. That's how you do it. You tap into the energy and you use it to produce. You take action and you produce an outcome that is desirable and favorable to your life. That is what I mean when you harness energy. You don't do what the witches do. You don't manipulate it. You can manipulate it to some extent to benefit you. But again, the manipulation will look very different. I prefer to use the term harness, right? You want to harness the energy. So 100%. Okay. So that's what you're going to do during this time. The next it's already like, I'm not saying it's late to do this, but I actually started in October. You'll see when the live stopped. That's when I started doing that, and it's going to continue into December and into the new year. So this new spike in energy goes into the new year. It stops around March, and then the energy kind of switch. And we've seen this consecutively every single year. So again, now is the time to start planning out your goals, figuring out what you want to accomplish, jump on that energy train, and to really decide, sorry, I'm just checking the comments. Really decide like what it is and where you're trying to go, okay? Because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck exactly in the same place that you are this year. And it's going to really suck for you, okay? So again, I mean, it's up to you, right? It's up to you to decide where it is you want to go and where you want to be. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know if you have any questions. So again, there's a spike in energy. Get on the train, use it to create, use it to change your life. Some things that we're going to see in the new year is, well, there's going to be a lot of changes. We're going to see a lot of people who are going to have their relationships change. We've already started seeing this play out, right? A lot of you have married people that you should have never married in the beginning, but you were 20 years old, or, you were in your 20s and you felt like you had to get married. Now you're stuck with like 2-3 kids. Some of you, I've seen women that I know who, they thought that their timeline was going to run out because they were getting older and couldn't have kids, and they're married to a man and they don't even see their husband. And now they have 2 children on their waist and they're on their hip, and they're just like, my life sucks. I can't bring in any money. And I mean, that's your reality. That's the reality you chose because you couldn't make an informed decision about who to marry. So you're going to see a lot of relationships fall apart, a lot of relationships, and you're going to see people getting back together or finding the true person that they're supposed to be with. So that is something that I see a lot happening in the new year as well. The next thing I want to talk to you about, this is a little personal update, but like I said, I've been going inside. Hi to everybody that's joined. I've been going inside and really doing a lot of inner work these last couple of months, and I will continue to do it leading into the new year. And some of the things that I have seen or that I've encountered, which I've shared with you guys before, is that I met some new spirit animals, spirit guides. And this will tend to happen in your spiritual awakening and your ascension. I made a post about it, I think a really long time ago, but I've seen the red cardinal, I've seen the white fox, I've seen, I don't know, there's so many. I'll repost that post in my story so you could have a look to it. But again, these animals. So like these animals are not like, you will see the animals. Okay. I need to explain this in a way so that you guys enjoy, like that you guys understand. Okay. Let's start that back. In your ascension journey and your awakening, sometimes like you guys, it's really hard to explain things because there's like literally just no words to explain like some of the things that happen. But in spirituality and in your ascension and your awakening, you will encounter certain animals, spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. And sorry, hold on. This is like blinking. Okay. You will encounter these certain animals. And does this mean that you will see the animal in real life? Yes. I have seen the red cardinal, right? There's cardinals in our backyard all the time. But this is different. When I say that I've seen the animals, it means that I'm seeing them in dream state. So I'm asleep and they are making an appearance into my dream, right? And they're giving you a message. They will always come with a message. They will always tell you something, or just the fact that you've seen them means something, right? So they will come with a message. And I've seen two, like within the span of the last like 2 months, I've seen 2 new animals. Let me just see. Okay, so the first one, sorry, it was like a while ago. Okay, it was Sunday, September 1st. That was the first one. And I saw the bright blue spider. And did I see spiders in real life? Yes, I saw little spiders in my house, in my room. I just saw little spiders and I was like, okay, well, that's weird. Like I never really see spiders, or I would see spiders outside, or they'd be like on my vehicle. And I'm like, where are these spiders coming from? And like, yes, given it was fall, but like, it was just an abnormal amount of spiders that I was seeing. Okay. And normally spiders are indicative of something demonic, but like, I knew that wasn't the case. And then on September 1st, I ended up seeing the bright blue spider. And like I told you guys, I have my dreams and visions book, and you should be having it too. As you can see, everything's written down. And I'm not going to tell you what the spider told me, but essentially I saw the spider and he gave me a message. And it was intense. And then I think it was a couple weeks ago, I saw another spirit message or spirit guide or entity, whatever you want to call it. I saw the white mouse. I saw the white mouse and he gave me a message. And I know this sounds crazy and people cannot relate to this, but think of it like a video game. And you know how like you move levels in the video game and then you collect like, let's say a blue diamond, a green diamond, a 1 heart, an extra life. It's literally like that. You start collecting these little like spirit guide animals that who've now made themselves known to you. And each level that you ascend, another animal or guide will make itself known to you. So now I've collected, in addition to the ones I've collected before, I also have the white mouse and I have the bright blue spider. And people are like, okay, well, how do you know this is real? How do you know like you weren't just making it up in your dream and it's fake? Because like I've said before, if you go and you Google the indigenous meaning, the spiritual meaning, the biblical meaning, these entities or these guides and these animals show up. Why would they show up if nobody's seen them before? Why are they continuously being talked about if nobody has seen them before? Right? They're there. They're there in the history books. People have seen them, and you will be seeing them too as you ascend in your awakening journey. They are real. And here is the best part. Sure, sometimes you have a one-off experience of seeing them, but other times you can call on them. Each animal represents a different element. Like, for example, they could be talking to you about creativity. They could be talking to you about love. They could be talking to you about money. You can now that they've made themselves known to you and have introduced themselves to you, so to speak, you can essentially call on them. You can talk to them. You now have a direct access to them. And you can ask them for help. You can ask them for guidance. You can ask them for whatever you need. So again, this is a blessing. Seeing these animals is an absolute blessing in your life. You want to be seeing them in dream state. You want to be interacting with them. You want to have them in your repertoire of people supporting you. You want to have them in your spiritual toolbox, okay? And if you are not seeing these animals, if you have yet to encounter one, then that just shows you where you're at. That just shows you how much more work you need to do to get to this point, right? Like I said, you're going to need assistance in the coming year. You're going to need help. You cannot rely on external factors or external people. Most people are narcissistic and about themselves. The narcissists are out and real right now, right? With the spike in energy, you're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered by a lot of things and a lot of people. So that's why it always comes back to what I said in the beginning of this live. You need to master your energy and not let these things and these entities and these beings trigger you, gaslight you, upset you, sabotage you. Because that's what's going to come into play in the next couple of months. So again, get it together. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, so Casey metaphysician, is that his name? Yeah, he's a metaphysician. He was talking about twin flames. Twin flames is a very loaded topic because a lot of people are triggered by the twin flame journey. They don't essentially understand the twin flame journey. It is a very sacred journey. It is a very intense journey, and it is very, very special. So I kind of don't want to go really deep into that, but I kind of want to flip the narrative that is out in the collective about the twin flame journey, because a lot of people have this narrative that it's a love relationship where there's this runner-chaser dynamic and they don't end up together and blah, blah, blah. That while those elements are essentially true and they do play in that dynamic, you will ascend to a certain level where you realize what the twin flame journey is really about. And it is about a journey of coming back to yourself as a co-creator. And your twin will essentially be a mirror, a reflective piece for you that will help you in that journey. Tips for twin flames. So like I was saying earlier in this live, we will see a lot of twin flames breaking up. Usually one of the twins goes off and they marry like their soulmate, or they marry like a partner that they believe is right for them. But eventually what happens is that they realize that it's not a good match, and I'm not saying that they will necessarily go back and marry or date their twin, but we're going to see an increase in breakups and divorces happening for twin flames. Deep healing happening. Yes, twin flames are going through a deep healing process because their ascension is going to be accelerated in the next couple of months with this spike in energy. The presentation of affairs. Yes, I'm just going through the comments and like commenting on what this person has said. Presentation of affairs. Yes, more twin flames are, like I said, because they're going through this spike in energy, they are going to be faced with new fears that they need to work through. It's literally like a game. Like I've said before, it's level after level after level, and you need to overcome each level simultaneously overcoming the other levels. Like the game isn't like as linear as you think, where it's one level, one level, one level. It's like multifaceted. All the levels combine and they work together in a certain way. So the presentation of fears, yes, that's happening for a lot of twin flames. They're coming up with new fears to get them to a higher level. healing needed, but it's scary stuff. Hard shadow work, helpful hints appreciated. So yeah, it's really scary, and it's a lot of shadow work. And the thing is that for the majority of the people on this journey, they're doing it alone. They don't have a support system. They don't have people they can talk to. They don't have, the insight that they need. I went through this like 10, 15 years ago, right? And I did it pretty much all by myself. I had a few friends or mentors who helped me. But again, now we're seeing more people coming out with it and talking about these things. But again, you need to use your discernment. But it is really scary stuff because it literally feels like you are crazy. It feels like you are going nuts. People will gaslight you and make you think that you are going nuts because they don't understand. They're too busy going to their regular 9-to-5 job and, doing the same shit every day that their lives cannot even look any different in their head. So they're not going to understand the journey you're in on. Helpful hints, seek out mentors. Seek out people who can give you tips and tricks. Ask questions. Get the answers and then determine if the answers are going to help you and if they align with what you're saying. The truth resonates at a different frequency. You will feel it. That's how you know if what the mentor or the person you're getting guidance from is saying is true. Okay, this person also said, maybe it won't be as bad as it seems. Maybe we can decide to manifest. You can decide to manifest heaven on earth. Nobody is saying that you can't, but you can only manifest heaven on earth for yourself. Don't try to bring your family along. Don't try to bring your partner along. Do not bring people along with you on your journey. They cannot come unless they want to, and they are doing the work and they are putting in the effort. I see this so many times where people are like, well, my husband is, doing this and he's spiritual and like, I don't get it. And he's taking it to the extreme. Okay. Meet people where they're at, right? If you are really ascended and you're so spiritual and your family or your partner or your children are not, meet them where they're at. They will get there at some point. And if they don't, then you will have to make a decision, right? So again, stop trying to bring people along with you on your journey. Some are meant to come, some are meant to not come with you. It's really as simple as that. You need to look out for yourself first because like Casey Metaphysician said, it's scary and it's lonely and it's a lot of deep shadow work, and deep shadow work is not fun. And while you're going through deep shadow work, it could be triggering for other people because a lot of stuff comes up, and a lot of the stuff that comes up could be related to them. So that's why I'm saying, like, you need to go through this essentially by yourself. There are people out there, like people are on this live, like there are people out here who talk about these things and who can assist you. But again, don't bring people along with you. Stop trying to do that because it will only end in a way that you don't want it to end. And people are going to get hurt. Channel energy into creativity. Yes. So like I was saying in the beginning of this live, with the spikes in energy, what can you do? Channel it into creativity. You are essentially a co-creator, so that means you need to create. How do you create with creativity? You need to use everything and to create the life that you want. Literally, that's what you need to do. If you need inspiration, maybe you're not a creative person. Maybe you are not good at thinking up of creative things to do. You can use certain tools that are very practical to spark your creativity. Haven't you seen those like adult coloring books? Like, get one of the adult coloring books, use that. There's so many books that I have. I have a Sudoku, I have a crossword, and maybe those aren't as creative as you like to be, but they get the juices flowing. There's sticker by numbers. There is, I'm just looking at my stack of books. There's like mazes, there's like puzzles. Start simple, start really easy. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do these things. Some of these books I got from the dollar store. but they get the juices flowing. You can take 5 minutes before you go to bed and just do a little page out of this book, and just to get it going for you. And who knows, once you're in that energy and then you go to sleep, you might get a download, you might get an inspiration. So these are little practical things that you can do to help channel the energy into creativity. Okay, so this person also said that they have a very different vision for our future. Yeah, a lot of people had and have a very different vision for our future, but it takes the collective to get to that vision. Everybody needs to be on board to get to that vision. The majority. You need the majority to be on board to get to that vision. Unfortunately, like I've said hundreds of times, the majority is not there. The majority is uneducated. The majority is unawakened. So how are we all going to get there? How are we all going to get to this vision if that's the majority? There's work to do. Okay, yes to all of this. I'm just trying to see if anybody has any more questions. Let me know in the comment box if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer it. So again, the twin flame stuff, it's really deep. You're going to see a lot of changes going forward with twin flames. What can we expect for the new year? A lot. We can expect a lot. I did see that forest fire or the wildfires. I did see another school shooting. Again, join the free broadcast channel. It's free. I post updates in there. It's a little bit more advanced, I would say. Actually, it's all of my content's advanced. So if you're not with it, don't bother coming. But join the free Sovereign Circle broadcast channel. I post tips in there. Sometimes I post predictions. And I show the receipts, so everything is backed up, so you know it's true. You can join the lives. I know that people need support during this time, but please understand that this is a very busy season, a very intense season. I may not be able to do every live, but I will try to do my best. So we'll pick up with the lives Sunday at 2:00. You can join our YouTube channel. All the lives are posted there as a backup because, I get canceled sometimes. So you can check them out there. You can book a private reading. I will be increasing my prices in the new year because I'm too good and I should be charging more. So if you want to book a reading, just send me a message and we can get that started. And we are on Twitter, TikTok, and all the socials. And if you want to do private mentoring, feel free to just drop a message or click the link in bio. And if you would like to join the email list, also click the link in bio. So if that's it, if nobody has any other questions, I will see you next week on the live, and I wish you the best, and bye. Talk to you later.